Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Lawrence. Welcome to AIMPM. This is where AI meets project management. And since this is our first video, I figured I may take some time to let you guys know who I am. I have over 15 years of IT experience. I've worked as a business analyst. I've worked as a senior project manager. I manage a team of 10 project managers at an Ivy League institution in New York City. So I've been around the block a little bit. I'm PMP certified, so I understand what it is to go through all of these trainings and courses and try to figure out the best way for you to progress in your career besides just the normal certification. I've been involved in this game long enough to know that, the trainings and the things that they make us learn aren't necessarily the things that help us in our career, right? I've taken the PMP courses, I've taken all of the boot camps, I've been through a number of different trainings. And to be honest with you, all they show you how to do is pass the test, right? I mean, I'm PMP certified and I can tell you all of the different boot camps and trainings that you would need to go to in order to learn how to do this job. But in some ways, it's lacking. You can be a certified PMP and still not necessarily know how to do this job. No one is teaching us the real world of project management, and that's why AIMPM was created. I mean, I've learned the hard way in project management, and I can tell you, there's a lot more that goes into it than a project schedule. And with the advance of AI, a lot of project managers are now worried about their job prospects and what they're going to need to do in order to maintain, right, in this brand new world that we're in. My motto is simple. AI will not replace project managers, but it's going to replace those who don't know how to use it. I started to develop some frameworks and I started to put them to work, and I found myself getting back a lot of my day, right? And I was able to create deliverables and sort of build budgets and do a lot of stuff that took me hours to do in a matter of minutes. And so as I started to have these revelations in AI, I started to share some of this stuff with my team. And then I started noticing that they also started to have a lot more time in their day, and they were able to produce deliverables and bring things forward in a very quick matter of time, even sometimes without the actual stakeholders that they needed to get that stuff done. And so that's when I said to myself, you know what, maybe we got something here. And I started to create some formal systems. That eventually turned into ideas for a course. And that eventually is what led us here to AIMPM. This thing was really created out of a necessity. The concepts here are all real world concepts. We do dive into theory a little bit, but we're not covering too much. Most of our trainings are going to involve real world concepts, real world prompt libraries that you can use today to be a lot more efficient tomorrow. We also go a level deeper than the normal AI stuff. We definitely dive into the real psychology and political side of project management. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me how good your schedule is. If you don't know how to maneuver those people that are responsible for hitting those targets on your schedule, it really doesn't mean very much at the end of the day. And yes, we are going to dive into some theory, but that's a small piece compared to all of the other things that we're going to teach, right? We really hone in on the deliverables, the things that move a project forward from A to B, phase to phase. And then we also talk about how AI can make that a lot easier for you. But we also dive into the political aspect of project management, right? That underlying surface that motivates people, that holds people accountable, the influence levers that you have to pull in order to get your project done. Because again, it doesn't matter how good your schedule is. If you can't move the people, you will not move the project. So if you're interested in learning more, if you're interested in taking this journey, if you're interested in bringing us along on your journey, subscribe, share this video with somebody who you think it may help, right? I think one of the biggest pieces of our project management community is the fact that we do like to help others, right? And if we find something that works, we like to share it with other people, and AIMPM was built in that spirit. Also visit AIMPM Training. That is our website. We're building up our modules right now for release in January 2026. So all of that stuff is coming soon. In the meantime, go ahead and check it out. Sign up for our email list. We're giving away a free ebook right now. It's actually my first ebook. It's called The Game Behind the Game. And it really does dive into sort of the deeper level politics and the things you need to consider in order to build influence on your project team so that you can get your job done as you progress through your project lifecycle, right? So it's about a 20-page read, very quick. There's a longer edition of it coming out, but right now we're offering this version of it for free just for signing up and getting on our newsletter. So with that being said, leave a comment if you have a question about what we're doing at AIMPM or just a question about project management in general. leave it in the comments section. Chances are I'm going to reply back to it with an answer and let you know how, we can probably maneuver whatever issue you're having in your, day-to-day. Also, make sure you check the website out, as I said before. Sign up for the email. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share this video with somebody who you think it may help. All right. I'm going to be dropping a lot of content soon, and I hope you guys stay tuned. But until then, it's Lawrence. Thanks for checking us out. AIMPM, where AI meets project management. We'll see you soon.